Hello everyone and welcome to another Into the Void Real Review. This time we are reviewing The Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins, son of the iconic Anthony Perkins, best known for his role in Psycho as Norman Bates. Osgood was the man who directed Longlegs, which was one of the better horror films of last year. In fact, it was an honorable mention as one of my top movies of 2024. And while I've cooled a little more on that movie as time has passed, I was still excited to see this one. It's also based on a short story by Stephen King, so there's a lot of pedigree backing this movie. I was slightly in the know that this was a dark comedy and not necessarily a straight-on horror flick that followed two twin brothers, Hal and Bill, played both by Theo James, who find a toy monkey, but always referred to as not a toy monkey because this thing kills people, as the movie likes to point out. I recognized Theo James because of his role in The White Lotus Season 2.
I feel like you sow your oats when you're young and then you just, you get it out of your system.
I don't know. Not sure it works like that.
Which I'm currently watching now, and he does a good job here playing the dual roles of twin brothers at the opposite side of the personality spectrum.
Hello, brother.
Bill.
The monkey that likes killing our family. It's back. It must be vanquished.
Why don't you vanquish it, huh, Bill?
Hal being meek and to himself, while Bill is more troublesome and outspoken. Theo James' voice reminds me of that one you hear over a movie trailer. In a world where nothing is what it seems.
The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident. It was a monkey.
Anyway, these brothers find this toy monkey that's not a toy in their late father's attic that makes people die in all kinds of interesting and diabolical ways. But the only way it does that is when somebody winds it up with a key that causes it to play the drums, which spurs into motion a turn of events in almost a supernatural sense, where someone dies in extraordinary ways that defy normal logic. And when I mean extraordinary, which is probably this movie's greatest parlor trick, I mean extraordinary. People die in all kinds of nonsensical ways, and a lot of the appeal of this movie is seeing what kind of death the monkey will have in store for any person in close proximity to Hal on a personal, professional, heck, even on an acquaintance level. You don't want to be near this guy. Then there's the twin brother, Bill, who's always been a jerk to Hal. The younger brother, from when they were very young, giving Hal hell, as sometimes older brothers are known to do. He is hilariously referred to as the placenta eater of the two brothers, which speaks to how evil Bill is and is doomed to always be. Early on, the tone is set for how unstoppable the toy monkey is, who, by the way, is not a toy monkey, when Hal goes so far as chopping it up and later even throws it down a well. But to no avail, the monkey makes its way back to the brothers, and from then on, it's inexplicably intertwined to them, bestowed upon them by their late father that they know nothing about. When people start dying around them, their mother, Lois, played by Tatiana Maslany, gives them the grim advice that everybody dies, some of us peacefully and some of us horribly. And that's life. How about that for an introduction to one fucked up family?
Oh, fuck.
The film does have a time skip of 25 years where there's a relative calm before the monkey shows up again and the kills start happening again. Hal gets reunited with his brother Bill, who he hasn't seen in a while. Could there be any correlation between the reappearance of his brother and the sudden onslaught of killings that is once again plaguing the life of our reluctant hero, Hal, who now, by the way, has a son who he has virtually no relationship with? Could it be a side effect of his rotten childhood? Is it worth putting him in harm's way to the monkey that has haunted him all his life? There's also this weird cameo with Elijah Woods, aka Ted, who wants to take over parental responsibility of a son that was interesting, but it really goes nowhere. I will admit at first I was on board with wondering what kill was next in store, but over time the excitement dwindled as things became sillier and sillier. There was this switch that kind of went off for me where it wasn't how gruesome the next kill would be, but how much more sillier they would get. And after a while, that parlor trick, the thrill of the kill, became a little tiresome and my enjoyment of the film started to wane. I won't lie that I kind of wanted to know why this monkey was able to produce this negative energy that bordered on unstoppable and unrelenting. Needless to say, you're not going to find it here. Maybe they are saving it for the sequel. Then there are the jokes that just kind of fall flat. The audience I went with were laughing a lot at the silly kills and jokes, which maybe the humor resonated with them, but for me, I just found myself sighing inwardly a bit, and at times I just put my head in my hands. The humor just didn't land for me, and it left me with a feeling that maybe this genre is not for me. You know dark comedy. Just like the last movie I watched and reviewed before this, Hard Eyes. Yeah, I didn't like that either. Then I remembered I did like those Zombieland movies. But those aren't really horror movies per se. It gets me thinking, though, that this year so far has kind of been the year of the dark comedy. There's been Hard Eyes, The Monkey, and later in March we have Death of a Unicorn. Hopefully that will be better. I just think that comedy is hard to do on its own, and so is horror as well. It's hard to do on its own as well. So I think when you blend the two, it's even more difficult to get a good mix that goes down smooth and doesn't leave an unpleasant aftertaste. Then if you're looking for a resolution to this movie, you won't get that either, although maybe the whole thing of this movie is about accepting that we're all going to die someday. There are 2 instances in the movie where dancing seems to be the answer, and maybe that just means sometimes all we can do is dance to the tune of life, even if the shit we go through in it isn't our jam sometimes. That's deep, but I don't think I need some diabolical monkey that wants me to dance to the beat of its drum to tell me that. Guys, I'm giving The Monkey a 6 out of 10. Do you guys like dark comedies? Are they your jam? What is your favorite one so far this year? We already have so many to pick from. Like and subscribe if you want more of this content, and I will see you again when we venture into the void.